The story of modern Europe really kicks off with a bang. That bang was the French Revolution in 1789. Before this, Europe was a patchwork of kingdoms and empires. Most people were loyal to a king. Most people were loyal to a local lord. Most people were loyal to a specific dynasty. The idea of being loyal to a nation of people just like you wasn't really a thing. But in France, everything changed. People rose up and declared that power didn't come from a monarch. It came from the people themselves. Liberty, equality, fraternity. The cry echoed far beyond the borders of France. Then came Napoleon Bonaparte. His armies marched across Europe, Spain, Russia. They brought revolutionary ideas with them. They tore down old feudal laws. They showed people that the old order of kings and emperors wasn't permanent. This planted a seed in the minds of millions. For centuries, Italy was just a geographical expression, a peninsula of separate kingdoms, papal states. One of its most passionate advocates was Giuseppe Mazzini. Mazzini founded a secret society called Young Italy. He argued that the Italian people, bound by a common language and culture, had a divine mission to unite into a single nation. In the kingdom of Piedmont-Sardinia, a clever and pragmatic prime minister named Count Cavour used diplomacy alliances to expand his state's power. At the same time, the legendary soldier Giuseppe Garibaldi led his redshirts, a volunteer army of 1,000 men, on a daring invasion of Sicily's southern Italy. Germany, like Italy, was a fractured land. The man who would change everything was Otto von Bismarck, the Prime Minister of Prussia, but by iron and blood. In 1871, in the Hall of Mirrors at Versailles, the German Empire was proclaimed. While nationalism was a powerful force, it was a destructive poison for Europe's great multi-ethnic empires. The Austrian Empire, later Austria-Hungary, was a perfect example. It was ruled by the Habsburg dynasty, Germans, Hungarians, Czechs, and many more. The situation was even more dire in the Ottoman Empire, often called the sick man of Europe. For centuries it had ruled over a vast territory, including most of the Balkan Peninsula. Greeks, Serbs, Bulgarians. All of these groups had their own distinct languages, religions, and histories. The Greeks were the first to successfully break away in the 1820s. The Balkans became a powder keg of competing national ambitions. Each group wanted to create its own nation-state, often claiming the same territory as its neighbors. They supported different nationalist groups to expand their own influence in the region. This constant interference turned the Balkans into a hotspot of instability and conflict. Nationalism in the 19th century with both positive and negative sides. On one hand, it gave people a powerful sense of belonging and collective purpose. It fostered a flourishing of national cultures, shared language, folktales, music, which were collected and celebrated like never before. However, this powerful sense of us often came with a dangerous sense of them. Nationalism could be exclusive and aggressive. It encouraged a belief in national superiority, or were treated as outsiders in their own homes. Bismarck launched a Kulturkampf, viewing their loyalty to the Pope as a threat to unity. Germany, in particular, emerged as a dominant industrial and military force, was replaced by a tense system of alliances between newly energized and competitive nation-states, until they finally exploded in 1914, plunging the continent into the Great War and changing the world forever.